Today I'm going to be committing one of the worst book crimes possible. But it's not my own books and books I've already read, so it's fine. Welcome back to Hadley Unwritten. My name is Hadley, and today we are going to be judging my books that I've read, off of their covers, which I'm super excited for, because I'm going to have to push back everything I already know about the book and just pretend I've never read it before, but it's going to be good. I'm feeling super book girly today in my turtleneck and my slick back and my hoop earrings, so it's feeling good today, but I'm super excited, so let's get into the video. The first book I wanted to judge is actually a series. They are my precious, The Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. And the only reason I'm doing all of them is because what I want to say about the first one really applies to the last one, mostly applies to the last one, but I can't just do the last one, because that would be weird. Looking at this book, without guessing, without thinking about anything that I've read from it, I would say it's kind of like a superheroes, we're talking superheroes here, right? Because you've got the dragon, and, they're riding the dragon, and it looks kind of modern with the house in the background, and the dragon is mechanical. And then on the Son of Neptune, that is totally a superhero pose, with the world coming around you, and the staff, he's crouching on ice. That's a superhero pose. And this one is two villains clashing, right? With the eyes watching in the background. That's so superhero. This one, which is by the way so thick, and also one of my favorites in the series, it just looks so superhero-esque, everything's kind of falling apart, but we have each other and we're fighting to stay alive at this point. But then the last book is what I really wanted to mention when it comes to a superhero thing, is because it looks like a superhero comic kind of thing, with how they're positioned and how they're drawn. It looks so like a comic, and it looks so superhero-esque. If I had never read these books before, a billion times, I would say that these books, just based on their covers, I would guess that they are a superhero themed book. Next book I'm going to judge is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. Every time I say this title, I always say her name because it's so cool. It's just Mary E. Pearson. That sounds amazing. And I just posted a review on this book, so if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But looking at this cover, which is kind of got thorns and vines, and there's a sword going through it, I would say, just based off this cover, I would say it's gotta be classic fantasy, Lord of the Rings kind of vibes, super classic, an epic classic fantasy based on this cover, which is, by the way, a awesome cover. Maybe that's why I like to say it so much, is because it's Mary E. Pearson sounds so much like a classical author's name. And with the title of the book, Dance of Thieves, and then with the cover, it just gave me super classical fantasy vibes. So that is what I would think going into this without having read it and just going off the cover. Okay, another book I want to judge is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. So obviously on this cover it's very brightly colored, but we've got two people who are recreating a lot of famous love scenes. So I think they're actors. I think this is a romance story about actors. Just because it seems so fun and light, and it says movies in the cover, and they're recreating all these movie scenes, I would say that this is it's about actors who, it's about actors who star in movies, obviously. Next book, I should reread this book. It is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Such fond, tragic memories. I might reread this. It feels comforting to have in my hands again. Based on this cover, you've got the ivy and you've got the dagger. And it says, hunted, hunter, destined for each other. I want to say it's a book about a survivalist. A fantasy survivalist, one of the books on my TBR this month, if you want to, is Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken, which, by the way, has the coolest fantasy name. It's about fantasy archaeologists. I feel this would be about fantasy survivalists. If you want to go see my full TBR list, you can go watch this video. Yeah, with the vines and the dagger, I just think it would be a fantasy survivalist kind of book, about somebody who likes to explore the wilderness and go hiking and stuff like that, and like maybe they're doing it illegally, and so this one person is maybe is like a hunter and a survivalist, and the hunter thinks he's tracking an animal and is actually the survivalist. I don't know. Definitely not Deadly Trials. I've made the most precarious stack of books. It's totally gonna fall in like 5 minutes. Next, we have The School for Good and Evil by Salman Chainani. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. But first of all, there are so many things I have to say about this cover, not even talking about the design. First of all, it has a sticker on it that's not a sticker. It has a fake sticker on it, and that bugs me so much. So that's a pet peeve. But I don't know if I would not buy it based on the full sticker. What I would do is, based on that review right there, Rick Riordan, loved it. I would buy it based on that, because I love Rick Riordan's books. My friend is borrowing the Percy Jackson books, and she hasn't returned them yet, and now she's had them for like a year. I'm getting a little anxious, but that's fine. And so just based on that review, I would buy it, because I love his books. But focusing on the cover, we've got 2 palaces, 2 swans, a shield, and 2 girls, dressed kind of nicely. So, and the design of it with like the banners and the font and stuff like that, I would say this is like a princesses kind of thing. Like not historical fiction, like Rapunzel or Cinderella kind of vibe. You know, like a classic fairy tale princesses, which is kind of related to this, so they did good with their cover. But not like a school for it, like almost like a retelling, but not like a retelling, you know? I don't think that made any sense whatsoever. And the last book is Divergent by Veronica Roth. It's a good book, but the rest aren't that great. So basically, you know, at the bottom there's the city, so I would say this is like a either, and then there's like the flame at the top. So going off of this, I'm thinking it is like an elemental, like somebody who can control an element in the modern world, trying to hide it. And one choice can transform you. She chooses to embrace her power when she finds others like her, other elementals, and she becomes more powerful and becomes like a warrior to fight the evil in the city. That's not at all related to the book whatsoever. My book statue is leaning. Alright guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see me judge more books, comment down below. I had fun with this. I might actually go to a bookstore and just judge books based off their covers that I haven't read before. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please like and subscribe. We hit 50 subscribers, which, you know, is not a lot, but it's a big milestone for me, because 50 is such a round number, and I'm they fell. Oh, you can't even see. They're on the floor now. But yeah, it's big for me, and it's so exciting. So thank you so much, and yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Bye. Love you. Today, I'm going to be creating. I feel like my forehead is massive. I have to pick them up one-handed, though. You can see the glare of my ring light in the gloss. That's kind of funny. Like a classic, like